Yo, what's up, you guys? Your boy Ben Mahari here, represent Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. And in the words of crazy ass Vince Ron Cadillac Red, the Asher Mark Sports Podcast, how he likes to say it. Before I get into my video, let me just say this. I love Cadillac Red. That dude's hilarious. But every single basketball prediction that he has said has been 90% wrong in a lot of different seasons. But this is the only year that he's been able to gloat and finally proudly say with his chest, he can poke his chest out and say that he's right, that he's been right. And I'll give it to him. I got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? You got the right to gloat, but just remember this. Your Pelicans are going to lose in the first round. Just guarantee you that. But let me just give you my personal thoughts on the playoffs in the first couple of days. There have been a lot of good matchups, to say the least. I was really intrigued by two particular matchups, the Suns and the Timberwolves and the Nuggets and the Lakers. Let me get to the Suns and the Timberwolves first. Heading into that series is probably one of the most intriguing and most mysterious series that I've ever seen in a while. And the reason is that those two teams are mirror opposites of one another. And the matchup between the two is very intriguing because we know how versatile scorers the Suns are with Beal, with Booker, and with Durant, and vice versa with the Timberwolves with Edwards, Conley, and Cat that's coming back from his knee surgery. So when I was watching Game 1, the one thing that I was really watching for is that how will the matchups play itself out. What I saw was Kevin Durant was able to make any shot that he wanted, as I predicted. They put Rudy Gobert against Kevin Durant. It was pretty much easy work. But as the game progressed, the Timberwolves did a better job in the rebounding department, which was one of the main keys in the Game 1 victory. They did a really good job of controlling the offense and rebounding. And you got to give it to Ant. Ant is really one of the most explosive scorers that you've ever seen in the NBA. And he really did a good job in the second half when he pretty much took the game over from there. But I think that what the Suns are going to have to do better is basically defensively. They got to do a better job of double teaming Edwards and make him give the ball up and make somebody else shoot the ball. The other also interesting factor is the Suns have to do a better job of rebounding, and they were out rebounded. I think it was like 14-3 on the offensive glass. They have to do a better job in the rebounding department, and I think they'll adjust to that. And Devin Booker must shoot the ball better. He was 5 of 15 in Game 1. He got to shoot better. Because if he don't, that puts the Suns in a compromised position because he's basically one of your go-to scorers. And you got to have him complement Beal and Durant. And more importantly, too, for Game 2 as well for tomorrow night, I think the one particular area that the Suns need to do is speed the game up a little bit more. Anytime they control the rebounding area, they got to speed it up and really get some quick shots in transition. If they can do that, it will put the Timberwolves in a compromised position where they have to play fast because the Timberwolves are a very sound defensive team, but they're not really good in terms of transitional defense. So that's one of the key things that we have to look upon. Now, in terms of the Nuggets and the Lakers, I have told my friends of mine that the Lakers are going to get swept or lose in 5 games. Game 1 pretty much illustrated why I felt this way. Because as I've always said in basketball is similar to boxing. Styles make fights. In basketball, it's the same thing. Styles make different matchups. And every single time that the Nuggets have faced against the Lakers, the Nuggets system in terms of backdoor cuts, playing misdirection plays, has really got the Lakers confused most of the time. The other issue is, it's not just with the dominance of Jokic, because that's a given thing. But it's the other role players, the Aaron Gordons, the Jamal Murray, who actually played really well in Game 1, despite the fact that he was on minute restrictions. But also the fact that soundly on the defensive side of the ball, they do a great job of trapping LeBron. Even though he's going to get his points, they did a good job of slowing him down and eventually wearing him down as the game progressed. He got his points, but he was basically a little bit more gassed as the game progressed. And it goes along with playing in a high altitude city like Denver. But the biggest factor for the Lakers has to be their backcourt. D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, they need more scoring out of those two guys. Every single postseason, what have we talked about? We talked about the fact that the backcourt has to do a better job of contributing and scoring and playmaking. They have to do a better job, because if they don't, it's going to put them in a compromised position where you basically have to go to your bench. And the Lakers have Hugh Hachimura and Taurean Prince. But the problem here is that when you look at that particular situation, the starters have to play better. And also the fact that the backcourt has to play better too. So when you add that all together, you get the game one loss. And I always say, if the Lakers don't make adjustments in game two, I guarantee you, they're going to lose. They're going to lose either in a sweep or they're going to lose in 5 games. That's how I personally see it. I just don't see anything that the Lakers can do to try to beat this Nuggets team. If people are saying that the Lakers are a better team than last year's team. Second half of the season, they were playing better. When it comes to the playoffs, it's a totally different ballgame. You have to adjust how the games are being called. It's more of a slow-paced type game, and the Nuggets are just more suited to that style than I would say the Lakers. So that's how I look at it. But in terms of the other series, as I'm concerned, I think the Cavaliers will beat the Magic in 5 games. I just think that Orlando's inexperience is going to come into play. I do think that the Celtics, the only way that Celtics are going to lose in these playoffs is they beat themselves. If they chuck for more threes instead of attacking the basket like they did a year ago against the Heat, then they're going to lose. And I do think that the Knicks and Philadelphia 76ers series is going to be an intriguing matchup. As long as Embiid can stay healthy the majority of the series, it's a bit concerning for me because of his knee issues, and basically how long can he continue to play with those knee problems. That's going to be interesting to see. But as far as I'm concerned, the first 2 days of the playoffs have been very, very interesting. And we'll see how the losing teams will adjust. The lower seeded teams, we'll see how they adjust, as the first round progresses. But I just wanted to come on here and give my 2 cents of the whole thing. I'll try to drop some videos whenever I can. And to that crazy-ass Cadillac Red and Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, y'all don't know nothing about basketball. I know more basketball in my pinky finger than you do in your whole body, Cadillac Red. Listen, I love Cadillac Red, but he be just going in crazy a lot of the time. But I just wanted to come down here and give my 2 cents. But y'all enjoy the playoffs, and I'll try to come in with some good topics in the near future. But with that said, I'm out. Peace.